Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Conversation Podcast with me, Ivo. I just wanna apologize in advance for this particular episode that I shot with a lovely lady by the name of Serisha Barrat. Very talented, great businesswoman, and she's doing amazing things. And I just hope you kind of watch the video up until the end. I tried to shoot the video myself, well, me and my brother, but both of us are not professional camera people. We didn't do, we're not photographers is what I'm trying to say. So the quality is not that good. It's not as good as I would like for it to be. So I just hope you bear with us in this particular video. But going forward, the next one is going to be amazing because we're learning from the one that we did today. But she dropped so much gems on this one. She said many valuable things that I can't scrap it. But I want you guys to hear what she's saying, listen to what she's saying, and kind of just learn from her. But like I said, the quality of the video is not that great. But going forward with other episodes that we're going to be doing in the future, we're going to try by all means to make them top notch. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please comment below and just kind of tell us what else to improve, how else, what kind of questions you'd like for us to ask. Because we only talk to business people, we only talk to significant people that are doing significant things in the world of business. So yeah, just let me know and comment, subscribe and like. Please share it with your friends and family as well. It will really help us a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's talk.
Okay, even if you take out other sections of the previous one. Good.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tsepo, aka the Big T. Welcome to the Conversation Podcast. Today, I am having a conversation with a beautiful, the very talented, not talented is the correct word to use, right? The very talented, very inspirational, hard-working young woman by the name of Serisha Barrat. We are going to be talking more about her businesses, her journey, her come-up, her success, and how far she's willing to go. She will share what she needs to share with you guys to try and inspire the young ladies out there to show that you can do it yourself as a lady, as a young lady, young man, whatever. You can pretty much build yourself from the bottom up and become a huge success in your own life. She will introduce herself and tell you a little bit about herself before we get into the questions.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's an absolute pleasure to be on the platform. I think for me, I am enjoying seeing your growth as well, and being able to add to that is an absolute privilege and pleasure. So thank you so much for having me today. And my name is Serisha Barrat, 27 years old. I am currently based in Cape Town. I'm from Durban, lived in Johannesburg, and now I'm here in the absolute beautiful mother city, and a place that I get to call home. And it was such a great sort of story also meeting you and being able to be here today. Once again, thank you so much.
No, I appreciate that. We appreciate you giving your time. She's an extremely busy woman, so she has given us a little time for us to actually talk more about her businesses and how she does, how she lives her life and stuff like that. Firstly, thank you for welcoming us in a beautiful home.
It's a pleasure.
Beautiful place that you're staying at. We appreciate you opening up the doors for us. And let's just get into it, man. You from Durban moved to Joburg, studied in Joburg, and then from Joburg then you moved to Cape Town.
Yes.
You did go to college,
university. Yes. So my first degree was at Wits University.
Okay.
And my second degree was with UNISA, and the reason for going the UNISA route was because I had to fund my own studies. So my first qualification was funded by my mom, which I'm very, very grateful for. However, my second had to be something where I worked and I funded by myself. So currently I've been studying for 10 years. 10 years is a long time, but it's something that's become part of my life. It's something that I really enjoy. And 10 years later, 3 businesses later, I'm absolutely blessed, and all thanks and blessings to God, and without him I would not be where I am today.
Wow, that's Christian.
I am.
Okay, me too. All thanks to God, for us being here right now. Thank you again, man. Thank you for giving us the time. Thank you for allowing us to actually get to know you better and to share your story. So you studied, and you're saying you've been studying for the past 10 years. So for the past 10 years, every year in, year out, you are studying.
Yeah.
You know?
Last year I took a little bit of a gap just because I've been working on a project that's very close to me called Lawyered Up. And from it just being an idea to it now being on paper, to then having a business deck, to getting investors, to it being a full-on company right now. It's been a great journey, but it's also been a very challenging journey. So I took a break from studies for the last year, but I'm getting back into it now next year. This year I did a little bit of studies, but short courses. So a bit of paralegal, a bit of marketing, a bit of social media and digital marketing, which I then brought into my businesses as well. So the one thing that I did specialize in was media and entertainment law. And I also went into cannabis law as well. So definitely a growing industry. I love what I do. I honestly enjoy every day of it, despite the challenges. So yeah, here I am, and I'm excited to share with you all of it. So where should we start?
Yes, let's start with what's cannabis law, you said?
Cannabis law, yes. Yeah. So the legalities around growing of cannabis, agricultural legalities. Is it medicinal use? Is there products that's being produced from the cannabis?
Okay, cool.
So that's the sort of industry there.
All right.
Media and entertainment, I brought that into the advertising agency as well, whereby we help up-and-coming artists to draft their contracts, to vet their pre-existing contracts to make sure that they're covered, working with influencers as well. So, touching base on who are they partnering with? Is there a proper content contract in place? The content that they are creating, are they getting remunerated for it? Because I feel like there's such amazing and talented content creators out there right now, but are they actually being remunerated accordingly? One, and two, do they have proper contracts in place? And for me, I found that coming from both those backgrounds, from a very creative media and entertainment space to a legal space, it's been great to be able to merge them.
No, I hear you. So let's just talk. So you have 3 businesses.
Yes.
The names of those businesses?
So the first one, which is my absolute baby, Lawyered Up. The second is a vegan skincare brand, which is actually with my mom. The third is my marketing agency called Here Marketing. And the fourth that I just started this year, which I'm also very excited to share with you, is an NPO. And this is me giving to society, giving out to the communities around me, being able to impact positively. And that is called Arts of Charity.
Arts of Charity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also very close to me, and I will elaborate further as we get into it.
Yeah. Cool. So let's start with Lawyered Up, your baby.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
I get goosebumps when I start to speak about it. So, Lawyered Up. Lawyered Up is a existing consultancy at the moment, and a app that's going to be launching next year, second quarter. The plan was to actually launch fourth quarter this year, but due to financial constraints, it wasn't possible. Just finding an investor has also been quite challenging.
Yeah.
And it's something that has been very close to me from the get-go. The platform enables gender-based violence and rape victims to be able to get free protection orders. So I'm working with pro bono attorneys in the Western Cape for now. Aside from that, it's digital signatures, storage control, 52 pre-drafted legal documents as well. In terms of creating job opportunities, you're also able to register yourself as an attorney on the platform. So post articles if you have not found a job as yet, and we do have work coming in, we're able to give that to our freelance attorneys.
Nice.
So that's Lawyered Up. In terms of the consultancy, you're able to book online, book a consultant, book a
We'll let you get it back.
In terms of the consultancy, you're able to book a consult with us online on our website. You're able to buy legal documents on the website as well, and pay for it online. And then once you've purchased a document, we will give you a free 15-minute legal consultancy on that specific document. Aside from that, it's your general legal services being, so for me, coming from a startup space, so it's startup packages that we do have, cannabis law, business administration, very much in the tech space, looking at privacy, data collection. So we are quite a tech-driven law firm as well, which is our differentiating factor to every other law firm. And it's also because I come from the space. So Lloyd Up itself is a startup. So we want to be able to help startups from the get-go, create these packages for them, and assist them on their journey going forward.
Cool. Perfect. Second business then.
Second one. So I'm going to start with JG Sen Story. So this one is also very, very close to me, and this is something that I've started with my mom. So as I went on my journey of not eating meat and researching on, the industry and, what's actually happening, and the sea industry as well, how are these fish fished? What is actually happening to the cows? What is actually happening with brands that are testing on animals? And how can I move away from that? So we've started a vegan skincare brand where none of the products is tested on animals. We have lipsticks, we have body butters, we have scrubs, a booty range. So it's things that my mom was quite passionate about, and I thought, no better time than now to be able to assist her in starting this business. And then the third one is my...
before you move to the third one, what's the goal of the second one? How far do you want that to go?
So for me, I would like it to be something that, one, is either going to inspire people to want to look into the products that they're purchasing, to want to look at the packaging that they're utilizing in the products that they're purchasing. What does that look like? Are you going to continue supporting brands that is just there for the financial gain? Or are you going to actually change who you're supporting and support someone that's actually contributing positively to the only planet we have? That for me is the main goal.
Okay, cool. Perfect. And third one?
Third one, so the advertising agency. I'm sure you know that there are many advertising agencies right now, but for me, the differentiating factor here is I only work with sustainable brands. As I said, every business I'm in needs to be able to serve my passion and the things that's closest to me and my purpose in life. So I've been working with sustainable brands and consulting brands that would like to go sustainable. So if you are a brand that is not as conscious about your packaging, but you would like to go the more green route, the more sustainable route, I'm there to guide you on that journey. So I work with brands like Eva Water, for example, that is water in a can and water in a carton. And in working with a brand like that, we are now doing beach cleanups where we are going to beaches, cleaning up the ocean so that plastic is not ending up in the food that we're eating. And in turn is actually impacting human life negatively as much as the planet. So that's basically the goal of that one.
Nice. And last one, I think. It's the last one now.
Yes.
The fourth one.
So something that's very special.
That you started this year, right?
Yes. Something that's very special that I'm hoping to add more value to the communities around me. So this is an NPO called Art of Charity. I would consider myself an artist because I do paint. I really enjoy it. It's my release factor, So painting for me is something that is close to my heart. I actually wanted to study fine arts initially, but I chose to go into law instead, which I never regret because I'm somewhat, as I get older, I'm tying it all in. So Art of Charity,
all of them together,
Art of Charity is where I want to get more artists involved, where they are able to sell their art on my platform and give a percentage to a cause that they choose. So I have 3 main causes: gender-based violence and rape victims, which ties into Lawyered Up, whereby we do the free protection orders. Then it's animal shelters and marine life. So as I made mention to here, it's the ocean cleanups and just being able to guide businesses in going more sustainable. And the third one being digital transformation. And here I want to be able to go to rural areas and assist businesses in having a digital presence and being online, and assisting them with internet and Wi-Fi, and being able to provide the services that they need for free, because I do want to see small businesses grow, and as they grow, I grow. So for me, it's not about the bigger companies. It's more about, I remember where I started, and I wish I had the help that I'm willing to give now.
Amazing. Gender-based violence is a big deal in South Africa, and I also want to do more work into that. You know what I mean? Just to educate more people about it, and maybe we can change the mindset of our young people right now around
I do think it starts with what is the root cause of gender-based violence. Aside from us trying to help the victims of it and the survivors, what is the root cause? Where does that stem from? Is it childhood? Is it, pressures around you? Is it financial constraints? Is it alcohol consumption? What is the root cause, and how can we assist there? And I don't want to make it a biased thing where I say it's only females being affected, because it's also males. So it's very much I would like to start counseling the male and the female at a young age. Bring that into school curriculums. Teach them what not to do. Teach them the respect boundary. If you feel overwhelmed, where can you go to get the help that you need? And that is the things that I really want to get involved in 2022. And super excited to, get into it, and for a new year. And to have the impact that I would like to have.
That's...
Thank you.
Anyway,
thank you.
The questions that you're just asking right now, did you look into it? What's the root cause of it being so high in our times right now? Because I don't think it was like this back in 2006 or 1996.
South Africa is actually the capital of gender-based violence, and Western Cape being the highest. And it's quite a concern, but I think going into the details of the research I've done is not one I want to touch into in this specific, conversation. But we can definitely have another session where we properly go into it, and I share the stats that I found, because it's very disturbing to see that it's simple things like seeing your mom and your dad fight in a kitchen. At the odd occasion, or maybe it's something that occurs often that triggers you in thinking this is normal. This is so normal. The areas that you come from, is it acceptable or not? And cultural beliefs, accepted or not. So there's so many different touch points that I could go into, but I feel like let's have a different discussion for that. Let's go into it. Let's try and impact people with the education and the research that we are doing.
Perfect. Firstly, I want to say that you are very I'm inspired by you.
Thank you.
What I mean?
Thank you.
If my daughter grows up seeing this kind of content that I'm putting out, because I could go the direction of interviewing just artists or whatever, do you know what I mean? But I choose to interview people that I find very inspirational, people that I think a lot of people, when they look at the content, they will be inspired to wake up and do something. So I found the work ethic that you have and the directness that you have. Like right now, we had to do a second shoot because we didn't like the first one, and we were very direct as to, no, I don't like it because of 1, 2, and 3, which, you know what I mean, I think we need more of that, as opposed to somebody pretending like they like it, and then, you know what I mean, and then it becomes an issue when it's supposed to go out. So I appreciate that about you.
It's a pleasure.
I appreciate the amount of work you put, the passion, as you discuss all of these businesses. And you're saying Lawyered Up is your baby, but you gave the same amount of passion when you were talking about the other businesses as you did with Lawyered Up. You know what I mean? So there's so much that you give into your businesses, and like you said, your businesses they tie to your passion, to what you believe in. So the passion will always be there because you actually are working. You know what I mean? You're fusing what you do, what you like, with your businesses, and that kind of just brings in the passion. It will never go away because you're already passionate about what you're doing. So that's that. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the amount of time that you gave us. I mean, this is the second time we come to have a sit down with you. The first one wasn't, you know what I mean, it didn't look good, and I didn't want to put it out because I know what kind of a person you are. She's a perfectionist. She's you know what I mean? She will delete and restart. So she knows what she wants, and I like that about her. You know what I mean? I hope you never change, and I hope you get an opportunity to actually teach other people. I wish a lot of people can be able to see this and kind of see what kind of a person you are.
Thank you.
And then they can literally grow. Like we spoke, and you are willing to listen. You know what I mean? You don't judge anybody. You don't look down on anybody. You are always willing to listen. You're always willing
I
to...
know where I've started.
Yeah.
And I had to start with just my retirement annuity after leaving a job that I had for a long time. And being 22 years old, starting my first business was tough.
Yeah.
You know, my mom being a single parent and her being able to fund my first degree, I honestly appreciated so much. And, you know, her being able to grow me up to the woman I am today and everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big up to my mom and the strong woman that she's made me.
How proud is she?
Very, very, you know, like we actually have conversations about it all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, me being able to also assist her with her growth in her business has been an absolute blessing.
Yeah.
And like I made mention to, for me, it's all about God. And without God, it's not possible. No matter how you try, it's really about... It's not about the religion. I feel like it's more about your connection with a higher power.
Yeah.
So you could be Hindu, you could be Christian, you could be Muslim, you could be any Buddhist, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it's about, do you believe in a higher being? And, you know, that's how I've gotten by through my toughest, darkest moments.
Cool.
In closing, I would actually just like to say that nothing is impossible. You know, I have these like little reminders that come up on my phone that give me like a little message that says, I am grateful for all I have today. And it's these little things that keep me going. You know, motivational apps, motivational people. And I hope something as small as this 30-minute podcast is able to motivate someone in your reach and in the spaces around us. So nothing is impossible if you believe in it. Nothing is impossible if you find purpose in everything that you do. And also remember that everything is not about financial gain, but rather about how can you help the next person. So as much as you've said, you know, we've done this 3 times over, I would have rather done that than said no to you because I want to be able to impact your life and vice versa, no matter where we are in our businesses. And that's what I live by. So
beautiful, man. Beautiful. But before I let you go, last time when we spoke, you said collaboration over competition. I want us to get to that. I loved that statement that you said last time. But before I let you go, you also do some influencer work. Is that the correct phrasing of it?
So I do work with brands, but brands that are aligned to my purpose and the things that I do in my life. Yes, I do get other brands that reach out, but I only choose the ones that align with me.
Okay, cool.
So I do have brand partnerships. But this year particularly, I've been really just focused on Lawyered Up. It's been my main drive. It's been where a lot of my time's been going. So for me, I definitely collaborate with brands. You know, I'm willing to assist a small business if needed, and I do have the capacity. So yeah, that's basically.
Yeah. How do you? I want to grow my my online platform. You know what I mean? Like this is on like. It lives online. It's not like you can't get on radio. It's not free. For you to get this, you need to have an app. You know what I mean? You need to maybe be paying for the app, monthly subscription. But I mean, obviously YouTube is free, but iTunes, Spotify, those are not free apps, you know? So I want to know, just selfish question.
No, not at all. I mean, I am more than happy to, you know, share whatever information I can to assist those around me.
Cool,
so.
Perfect. How do we grow this, especially on Instagram? I want us to grow it on Instagram so that we can be able to direct those followers that we have on Instagram onto the different spaces where this lives. You get
Okay.
me? Yeah.
So I think firstly it's consistent posting, but valuable posts as well. Shareable and relatable content, especially for a podcast like yours.
Yeah.
And then getting people to also share it and speak about it, and having them actually speak about something that's also adding value to those around them.
Okay.
So consistency and value for me. And also making sure that the quality of information that you're putting out there is correct, one, and also the quality of imagery and videos is one that people want to share, you know. So those would be my tips in growing
Yeah.
it.
You know, you just changed my life. Those few words, you just changed my life. Listen, Serisha, thank you. But before I let you go, you can look at your camera. That's your camera. You can say the 3 things that you live by. You can pretty much just say what is it that you wanted to say that I never got to ask you. Just straight into your camera.
In my closing statement that I mentioned is passion, purpose, and just live by what you believe in, and God above everything. Thank you.
God above everything. All right, Serisha, thank you so much, man, for having us. Thank you for opening up your doors to us here to kind of disrupt your life on a Sunday when we're going back to work tomorrow. We appreciate you. And we hope to do this again maybe 2 years from now when everything has worked out. I mean, everything is working out already for you. You're building huge companies, but we hope to do this again when your company is like global, international, and then you can.
Oh, thank you
know
for
what I mean?
believing in me so
I
much.
know. I mean, the Lawyer app, for me, when I first had it, it was a brilliant idea. Like, if I want an NDA right now, instead of calling someone, instead of trying to get a lawyer, I can literally just go into the app, get the NDA, you sign the NDA, and we start working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, it's stuff that people need every day in the world of business, and it's just make it very easy for you to access it. Like, a protection order. You know what I mean? It's so difficult for a young lady to get a protection order. Like right now, you have to go to the police station. They have to ask why. They have to. You know what I mean? If you just
And it's also an expensive process if you do go with an attorney. So we have pro bono attorneys that's able to add value and help.
There's no way that's not going to be a global. There's no way. That's a global app. Thank you, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you having us over. I think myself, I need to take a picture of us with this beautiful young lady here. And she actually has to go.
I do. All right,
thank you, Serisha, for having us over, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate the time, and we hope everything works out for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.